The wilderness and the dry land shall be glad. The desert shall rejoice and blossom. Like the crocus, it shall blossom abundantly and rejoice with joy and shouting. The glory of Lebanon shall be given to it, the majesty of Carmel and Sharon. They shall see the glory of the Lord, the majesty of our God. Strengthen the weak hands and make firm the feeble knees. Say to those who are of a fearful heart, be strong, do not fear. Here is your God. He will come with vengeance, with terrible recompense. He will come and save you. Then the eyes of the blind shall be opened, and the ears of the deaf shall be opened. Then the lame shall leap like a deer, and the tongue of the speechless sing for joy. For waters shall break forth in the wilderness, and streams in the desert. The burning sand shall become a pool, and the thirsty ground springs of water. The haunt of jackals shall become a swamp. The grass shall become reeds and rushes. A highway shall be there, and it shall be called the Holy Way. The unclean shall not travel on it, but it shall be for God's people. No traveler, not even fools, shall go astray. No lion shall be there, nor shall any ravenous beast come upon it. They shall not be found there, but the redeemed shall walk there. And the ransom of the Lord shall return, and come to Zion with singing. Everlasting joy shall be upon their heads. They shall obtain joy and gladness, and sorrow and sighing shall flee away. The word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
We'll read the song responsibly. Happy are they who have the God of Jacob for their help, whose hope is in the Lord their God.
The seas and all that is in them, who keeps promises forever.
Who gives justice to those who are oppressed, and food to those who hunger. The Lord sets the captive free.
Lord opens the eyes of the blind. The Lord lifts up those who are bowed down. Lord loves the righteous.
The Lord cares for the stranger. The Lord sustains the orphan and widow, but frustrates the way of the wicked.
Lord shall reign forever. Your God, O Zion, throughout all generations. Hallelujah.
The second reading is from James. Be patient, therefore, brothers and sisters, until the coming of the Lord. The farmer waits for the precious crop from the earth, being patient with it until it receives the early and the late rains. You also must be patient. Strengthen your hearts, for the coming of the Lord is near. Brothers and sisters, do not grumble against one another, so that you may not be judged. See, the judge is standing at the doors. As an example of suffering and patience, brothers and sisters, take the prophets who spoke in the name of the Lord. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God.
And as we are able, I invite us to rise for our gospel message. Alleluia! I am sending my messenger before you. The Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Now, when John heard in prison what the Messiah was doing, he sent word by his disciples and said to him, "Now, are you the one who is to come, or are we to wait for another?" Jesus answered them, "Go and tell John what you hear and see. The blind receive their sight, the lame walk, those with the skin disease are cleansed. The deaf hear, the dead are raised, and the poor have good news brought to them. And blessed is anyone who takes no offense at me." Now, as they went away, Jesus began to speak to the crowds about John. "What did you go out into the wilderness to look at? Was it a reed shaken by the wind? What then did you go out to see? Someone dressed in soft robes? Look, those who wear soft robes are in royal palaces. What then did you go out to see? A prophet? Yes, I tell you, and more than a prophet. This is the one about whom it is written, 'See, I am sending my messenger ahead of you, who will prepare your way before you.' Truly, I tell you, among those born of women, no one has arisen greater than John the Baptist. Yet the least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he. This is the gospel of the Lord. And we're making it work there as we continue. Thanks, Eisenhower, and thanks for everyone's patience as we're kind of dealing with, I guess, projectors are slow and all of those as well. I invite you to be seated from our gospel message. Gives me some good things to talk about with kids who want to come forward. Do we have any kids who'd like to come forward and have a little quick conversation? I know Fritz is excited for it. He was already called out in Olin once. Maybe he'll be called out here. Louis, you coming? I know, it's so tough. Avery, I think it's going to be okay. I think you're going to be okay, Avery. All right? Yep. So, it's kind of a special day, isn't it, today? Do you know why it's a special day? Why do you think, Louis? What's that, Fritz? Ooh, I'm forcing Fritz to go to 2 churches. That is a special day. Do you think that's a special day, Louis? Yeah, it is. It is. Because sometimes you're just kind of all around it. But what I'm thinking, yeah, what do you got? A baptism. And what I love about this is it actually comes at a perfect time. Do you want to know why? Because we haven't had service here for 2 weeks. Okay? And so I have missed seeing here. I've missed being even here. Sometimes it's like, whoa, what am I looking at? It's just kind of weird. But when I think about it, especially with everyone that's visiting, it's a special occasion. And so it makes it even more special that we're doing it because why? I haven't seen you guys in a long time, right? I haven't seen you in a while. So it is just great to be gathered together. And we think of some of these things that make being together special. And what I think about today, especially with people that aren't here all the time because they're visiting for the baptism or they're just kind of around, is that this is special for all of us. It's special for all of us. This meeting is the only time that we're going to have this gathering. But then what about next Sunday or next time we get together? It's going to be different. But is every Sunday special? It is. Because we get to hear something, we get to experience something with other people. And I really missed that the last 2 weeks. Regardless of if it was the 60 that we have here, or if it's a small group of 20 or even 10 people. Now, did I think it was right that we didn't have church service? Yes, it was right, because I don't want anybody to really get hurt. But what we have is a special opportunity, and especially when we're looking forward to Christmas. You guys all ready with your Christmas lists? Yeah. Louis, you got your list. You know what you want? We all have these amazing things coming up, but there's something special each and every time we get together. And sometimes it's special when we have stuff like technology, like YouTube or Facebook, that allow us to still be together, even if it feels a little different. So I am really happy here today. And I think you guys are happy to be here because you got to be all dressed up for pictures and have your smile ready for pictures, right, Louis? Do you like having your picture taken? That's what I like to hear. Man, it's nice that kids want to have their picture taken, isn't it? All right, so let's put our hands in because every day is a good day for taking pictures. Will you want to put your hands in? Right, Fritz? Okay, we'll say pictures on, photograph. Ooh, we'll go all not Coldplay, whatever, Canadians. 1, 2, 3, photograph. Why can't I think of their name? Chad Kroger. Nickelback. There we go. Photograph, Nickelback. They are not a terrible band. Nickelback is not a terrible band. They are victims of the culture and looking back upon things and saying, oh my God, 2000 rock was not acceptable. Nickelback is good. Nickelback is good. See, I'm sorry for you, nothing like having a couples fight in church. But it is great to be here. There have been reflections, and what's interesting to me, I'll be honest with you, right here, Eisenhower, you have it right there. So it looks like we aren't able to move forward. Is that correct? All right. So it says, I am sending my messenger ahead. See, this is perfect. It works out well. I am sending my messenger ahead of you who will prepare your way before you. Okay, who caught my YouTube sermon last week? Anybody? That's fine. Oh, Barb. Thank you. We have this exact same message that is talked about John from our gospel last week. Sounds like that's kind of an important passage, is it not? Because it is destined that it is going to be frozen on that screen forever. We are destined because who will prepare your way before you? A messenger. Okay. Our messengers that we have who spread the good news, the gospel. Who are the messengers? And here in our baptismal setting, this is the perfect time to talk about who those messengers are in our own lives. Think about this. We have people that have prepared us for who we are. Yes, we can look that in our faith lives, but also in our lives in general, do we not? We have the saints that have come before us, that have lived out their promises. Sometimes great, other times not so great. They have shared messages of good news, and messages of frustration and bad news. We hear so many times just what it may mean to have that way prepared for us. Think about this. I think about Lenora as how many different things that she will get or her parents will get. Oh, it gets better. It'll be different. Girls are so much better than boys, right? Right? Those who have raised kids. Girls are so much better than boys until they get, 12. But all of these things, these different messages that are prepared before us, and how we have learned, how many times, especially as a parent, or even if you've had this from a parent or from a mentor, oh, you are not going to want to go down that road, right? Kind of that warnings. Watch out, or take care and do this. Sometimes you roll your eye, yep, there's another piece of advice. Yeah, here we go. But what is that message? What is that supposed to really provide for us? Does it think for us? That's almost what I'm thinking. John the Baptist, has his doubts. Otherwise, why would he send out his own disciples to ask of Jesus, are you really the one that I was supposed to do this for? John himself has doubts. Do we think about that? No, we think that John and Jesus are intertwined. They're cousins. They know each other. They know, John says, this is the one with whom I have prepared. But here we have the very doubt that he has to say, seriously? Is this what it's supposed to be like? And I think when we look back on our lives, no matter how old we are, I know that Tenley could look back on a couple years ago and think of some of those messages that she may have been hearing from teachers or from parents or from other people and say, yeah, maybe there was some truth to that. I didn't want to hear it, but there's maybe some truth about harder homework or trying to prioritize things. We all have these things that we don't want to hear right away, but then we get that experience of them later on. We have that message that is prepared that is good news for us, but we don't anticipate it as the good news. We don't understand it. We don't want to hear it in a certain way. So here we have these 3 candles lit for Advent. We are expecting this amazing, peaceful child, this child that changes everything. And it does. But deep down, do we really want that child to be peaceful? Do we want that child just to say, yes, I forgive you, those who are about to kill me? Do we really want that? It becomes tough. And God has spoken through it, through the prophets, that there is something totally different about this relationship with God. There's something totally different about Jesus. There is something different about the way in which you are being shown. There is something different about the message. So as we gather, as Lenora receives the amazing blessing in the baptismal waters, as we promise to support her and live in her faith, we promise that we are there to be with her in the good and the bad. To know that life is about the whole amazing and difficult and frustrating and whatever you want to say about what life is. We prepare ourselves each day, not just here in Advent, we prepare ourselves each day that we may receive the message of God's grace. We may receive it. I am not good about taking advice. I don't know about anybody else. I'm not. Okay? See? Couples right. She doesn't even need to do that. She knows that I don't take advice well. I know I'm not the only one, speaking to someone who also doesn't take advice well. But what does it mean if we are to really open our hearts and say, these messages show me the way of true life, of a life that is not taking away the bad, but is enhancing the good. We know that as we are all children of God, that the promise of God's grace always is there for us, and that always that path has been prepared by the generations so that we may provide for the generations to come. Thanks be to God. Okay, we'll try and work on this one, Eisenhower. So can you move it forward at all? Do we have any luck? I'll work on troubleshooting. There we go. But we are going to sing. Our hymn of the day is 787. Let's see, can we move?